What if I told you that there was an Optic out there that can pretty much do it all as a standalone, a clip-on, or a handheld without actually kind of breaking the bank? Well, today, guys, we have the DNT Optics Hydra HS635. Now listen, guys, maybe this will throw some of y'all off, but honesty always matters, right? I'm not the humongous knowledgeable person when it comes to thermal optics or night vision optics, but I am, I would say, an enthusiast, and it's definitely something that I've wanted to dive more and more in. Now, I am very familiar with DNT optics, as I have recently been utilizing their day and night optics, which is their daytime as well as their night vision optics that can be utilized as its own standalone from a 5 to 20. And it's the HD model. It's very, very nice, the Zulus. We've done some shorts on it, and maybe we do a video down in the future on a dedicated one. Now, this one is a step further, okay? Thermal, like when it comes to thermal, it's a very, very sophisticated type of technology for the most part. Thermal imaging in general, it's never very cheap, but with DNT optics in particular, they are bringing a very nice, valuable thermal optic without the crazy prices. Now, it's not the cheapest, but when compared to others out there, they definitely do it very, very well, spot on. Now, the Hydra here that you see comes in 3 different configurations. The HS225, which is coming in at $1,000 flat. The HS325, which is coming in at $1,549, and the HS63 that we have right here coming at $2,550. Now, just looking right now from other companies out there like Trigicon, 5,400, Infrared, 6,000, Infrared again, 18,000 on eBay, Armasight, 3,300. So there is a very high price point when it comes to thermal optics, but for the Hydra, for the most part, it does a very, very fantastic job because it also serves as a standalone, as stated before, a clip-on that you can clip on to your LPVO that we have here off of my inspired or built to be SPR Mark 12. It is not a Mark 12, but it is inspired to be built Alpha 1. But we ran it here with the Vortex 2 to 10, and we used it as a clip-on. So you can use it as a clip-on, you can use it as just a dedicated spotter if you want to be out there, or take off the optic and run it directly onto the gun, where you can add on crosshairs, zero it in, and shoot it as a scope. And it has a zoom of 1.5 all the way up to 6x on there. So you have a good overall, just kind of do it all out the gate thermal optic. So let me just read off some of the specs that go far beyond my brain, but maybe to some of y'all out there. The resolution is 640 by 512. The thermal sensor is a 12 millimeter 18 MK net D. Lens is 35 millimeters, standalone thermal scope, clip-on scope, and handheld monocular. The material utilized on here is a CNC machined aircraft aluminum. The mount type is the PMS mount type, which is a Picatinny 0 MOA short. That's what they call it. It's weather resistant and rugged for all environments. Now, for the image and optics, it's stating that it's a super resolution algorithm, enhances clarity during digital zoom. The digital zoom itself sharper with SR processing, and the display is a high resolution OLED screen, which it is a very good high quality overall built in there. And you can actually see some of the footage as we will show it, because you can record directly off of this guy as well. So the battery type is a 18650 battery, flat top type is what it's calling, and the operation time on this is 4 hours. Now on the other models, like the H325, you're gonna have 4.5 hours, while on the HS225, you're gonna have 5.5 hours. So it seems like the higher you go up, the more stuff it utilizes is on the same battery. So the higher is gonna utilize more, so the battery is a little bit shorter. But 4 to 5 hours for the most part, which is still fantastic. And it comes with 2 batteries out the gate. So you can charge them up and you got yourself 8 hours worth of shooting, which it features a charger to go along with it, but also you have a USB-C right here, and from what the paper here says, can also be powered by a battery bank. So if you got this thing dead and you hook up USB-C, you can plug it in and put it on your rifle or put it somewhere on and just keep going and pretty much never really run out of power with a proper battery bank. So what's included in the box, you're gonna get yourself a case here, and the case is a very nice case overall. And the case is going to come with the thermal scope, of course, the Picatinny mount that you see here, the eye cup that you got here, flip up lens cover right there, 2 batteries, a battery charger, a USB cable, a manual, and a lens cleaning cloth. So it comes out the gate with everything. Very solid overall feeling as well. 3-year warranty, 30-day return policy, and of course they have their own support. Now, my personal opinion is, now that we got the specs out here, right, this is my first time like really witnessing thermal optics in general, and the clarity of this thing and just the science behind it, everything is crazy, right? Like, I mean, I was looking at it and I was just looking around in my house with it, just looking out outside for the most part. It was crazy just seeing the heat signatures of things that you didn't even know existed and what was giving out heat. Just amazing. And then we also, of course, took it to the range and utilized it during daytime for the range, and it still worked very, very well. Of course, this thing's going to shine even more at night, but at the day range, we also was able to get some good shots and also get some good zeroing, because this features its own zero function. I was able to actually zero this optic, the LPVO, with this scope. So you can actually, of course, as I stated before, I was running this on the front and I zeroed in on this scope. It's a zeroing feature that I find fabulous. It's also featured on the night vision, where you can take a picture of the frame, right? So you aim on target where you want to go. You take a freeze capture picture, which it does. It'll take a freeze frame. And then what you do with the freeze frame, it allows you to adjust your Y and X axis to where your impact is. So for instance, say you just shooting at the dead center of this piece of paper, right? You aim on the crosshairs and you shoot. You aim right here and you shoot, but your point of impact is right here, right? And you shoot 5 shots and they all hit around in this area, but you're aiming there. You would aim dead center, press the freeze button, and it will freeze the picture, and you can move your optic all around now as you want. It doesn't matter. But you would freeze that, and then you would drop that over right into that area and save it. And then when you go and aim, your point of impact is correct. It's very simple. I mean, I even do utilize that, of course, on LPVOs, but of course, LPVOs are not like electric of that type of nature. There are some new ones out there now, though, that a lot of companies are utilizing when they shoot the laser beam out. You can get your rangefinder. It's all calculated in there, and you're able to get your windage and your elevation and all that. But this thing is very spot on. We were able to do that, and then we were able to link the crosshairs of this with the crosshairs that was featured on here, line them up, and then the LPVO and everything was in sync, and everything was zeroed in at a phenomenal rate. Now, we ran this, as I stated before, on this big boy right here, this Mark 12. You feel me? And it was fun. It was definitely fun. And being in this new world of thermal and day and night, or night vision, you know, I definitely want to find the place for this. A lot of people have said, and I feel a lot of hunters, if you're watching this, teach me something, right? But I know that thermal is very good for finding, you know, for being a monocular and a rangefinder and finding and spotter, like spotter type of ordeals. And then that the night vision comes in handy for the actual shooting and kill, or for animals, that like pests, I would say, for hogs, right? But I've seen people do either or. You can get away with it as well. One thing, though, I would say the difference between thermal and for night vision that I know the difference of, though, is the fact that for night vision, I feel like I can get a better precise shot, because when you're utilizing the specifics of the different heat signatures or the different type of settings, whether it's the hot, I believe it's called the hot lava or the sun, there's different type of settings, right? Being precise is more so of a glob of something rather than seeing as fine of the details, because of how the heat signature works. But hey, we can actually do it right now. So let's take a look around in the office right now with the thermal and see how it goes. So on the actual optic itself, you have a power, you have a zoom button, and you have a settings button, and then you have a record button. 4 buttons on top, and they work kind of with short presses and long presses. So if you press a long hold on this, you'll pull up the menu, which you're able to change from your zeroings, your adjustments of different clip, if you want to clip on or clip off on manual feature and all that. The zoom pushes on the zoom will zoom in to up to 6 times on this one in particular. And then this one, of course, you press this, it's a recording. You press it again, it stops recording. All right, so we are on low battery, it says. Got you, we got you. All right, so we're gonna focus in here. So you got the first, boom. So you got the ocular focus, and then of course, like the more detailed focus. This is ocular focus is basically for me being able to see the screen with inside here, and then this is for the focus of the specifics and the details of what I'm looking at around the room. All right, so we're at 4 times right now. So I'm gonna press record, and we got the crosshairs on too right now. We can easily turn that off if we want one, but see, we're at the 4 times. So we're gonna press the zoom and back out a little bit. We're at 6, And then boom, we're at the 1.5. So right here, what we're looking at right here, guys, is maybe if we pick it up, we see if we can get it to pick it up. See, the words are not really focused right there, but it will get the focus like of the hat. Is a hat right there. And now we're looking at the camera. And of course, that's the light. Let me see if I get that focus. There's a light. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to switch the settings so you can see the differences in the settings real quick. Boom. So that's the red hot. That's the more, you know, the classic infrared. Of course, that screen is going to be hot right there because that is a screen that is on currently. And we're going to do the focus. All right, we're focusing in on that. And it's a good picture, man. Really good picture overall. We're going to focus in because we got a little closer right here. Just show you stuff around the room. And then we got this TVs right here. I'm very close to this, so I'm going to see. That's outside monitors. So, yeah. Now, of course, there's a phone. Now, let me show y'all this. Even right here. There you go. Look at that. I got my socks on right now, guys. These are not my feet, though. It's showing my feet. Let me get the focus on here. All right, you see that? Now watch this. That's crazy. So you can really like, yeah. To me, it's a lot. It's different. You feel me? So one more thing before we go, though. We'll show y'all the other settings. So you got iron hot right here. Then you got white hot. And then black hot. And then we got me walking. So I'm touching this table real quick. And then I move away from the table. Now I'm going to let y'all see one more thing before we go. We're going to do outside. That way we can see a little bit of a distance. Because obviously I'm in my room. And there's not that much difference. And this is like it's kind of zoomed in for like close. It's better for, you know, this is more so for something more further out and not so close up. So we're gonna turn this out and then boom, we're gonna look outside real quick. All right, guys, so we're looking outside. There's my pool. You see those little things in the pool? That's some cords, and that's my pool. Let me see if I could change the settings real quick. There you go. So you can see all the heat. You see the heat of the, look at the roof. The roof is extremely hot. It's hot outside right now. But obviously you can see the heat signature of everything. This is my neighbors. Hopefully he don't get mad. It's hot out here though, boy. It's hot right there specifically. I can see now, I can see good areas of like what is hot and what is not. And it's funny even now just looking at this, guys, this is a lot of where a lot of my grass gets burnt at. We could see specifically where a lot of that heat is going. Now also, guys, it's only right that I do some nighttime footage to show y'all. So we're gonna run some of that real quick, some nighttime testing. Let's get it. Okay, guys, so we're outside right now in my backyard. And it is nighttime. It is currently nighttime right now. As you can see, my pool is still showing signs of heat because my pool is actually extremely warm right now, temperature-wise. It maintains heat very well. I have a chow chow right here, which I'm trying to back up. I want him to go out and pee, but he won't. But you can see him. Heat signature. His face. It's funny. It's kind of cool, though, the fact that his coat, as you guys may know when it comes to chows, they have a pretty good coat overall. His butt. Sorry for showing you that, but obviously the butt is warm. But the coat is cool for the fact that the majority of his heat is retained on his skin and not on the outers of his coat. You can see the ears and the mouth do maintain that. We're gonna switch it though to a white hot. That's his actual skin right there, like a part right there on his tail. I'm sorry I'm using my dog's anatomy, y'all. Once again, thermal footsteps. I just stepped here. You can see it a little bit as I walk. The heat's signature of my foot marks reminds me a lot of Call of Duty, where you can see the footsteps. So my dog is currently scared to be outside right now because it's raining and thundering. He's scared Jerry when he's following me. But we are actually out in the rain right now too. So there's a light. There's some whole bunch of trees. See if we can find anything, any animals. We have a light over there. The pool. Got some lights over here as well. It's crazy how much the pool is still like warm. Alright guys, so this right here of course is the infrared, and we're in a pitch black room. I wanted to show you how it looked, and I'm going to have my wife switch through the different colors as well. This is a pitch black room. You can't really see anything in here, but obviously this is how it would look when it comes to any type of animal or threat that you are looking from the actual thermal itself. So you can switch it, right? Let's go through it. And read off what it says from you so I can just know.
It doesn't say anything.
When you switch it, it'll say something. Iron hot or
iron hot now.
Okay. So iron hot.
That's iron hot.
Okay.
White hot.
Okay.
Black hot.
Okay. And the last one should be the
red hot.
Yeah. My palms are red.
Or yellow.
Yellow, everything's yellow?
Your face is red and yellow.
How it looks. So, very nice at night. And does it look clear to you, Nicole?
Yeah, you look scary.
I know. Now I'm coming to get you. Okay. So yeah, man, this is definitely something solid. I've heard only good things about DNT. Now, to people out there, you know, for the most part, another cool thing that I have to learn a little bit more about, but I think they have it somewhere set up where basically you can have this time to when you shoot, or like when you actually shoot your gun, it records. So I think you can actually like shoot the gun, say you're aiming something on target and you shoot something. I think there's a button that you can press from the recording feature that will go back 10 seconds beforehand and like capture that moment or something. It's something of that nature when it comes to specifically to this. So like I said, guys, this is more so like my first time really being in the thermal world. Forgive me for being a novice, but I'm just speaking from my like first impressions, and this is something I definitely want to take out and hunt. I want to take this out, run it with my some bolt guns, also with something like this, and maybe we do some, you know, video content like that in the future. So one of the big questions that will be probably asked as well is, where is DNT optics made? Now, from where I have seen and looked up and the information I've gathered, right here off the rip from what I'm seeing is DNT optics products are primarily manufactured in China. So that's definitely one of the big reasons why this price is very competitive than other companies that are probably made straight from the USA. From what it says also, it's distributed by Arkin Canada and imports its products directly from China, as do other brands like Arkin Optics. Product reviews from Canadian Gun Nuts confirm this, and a Facebook post from DNT Optics. A sticker on the scope itself, as noted in a TFB review, also indicates made in China. So just want to put that out there because that's definitely a big thing to certain people out there. I think though, definitely for someone like me who is probably going to be getting into a little bit of thermal nighttime hunting here and there and not diving fully all the way in, this is probably a good place to start. You know, I ain't got $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 to drop in on something, and I am looking for something that can clip on but also stand alone. It covers all the bases for me to get out there and actually be somewhat hanging with the big timers. You know, it may not be the best, but definitely something to look into. But for the most part, man, I have nothing really bad to say. At the same time, I am someone that's fairly novice, so maybe there's something I missed that you caught. But for the most part, the quality, the build, the overall look, the weight, what this thing does, and me being someone first into the thermal life, like, this thing is very, very exciting. And yeah, I like it a lot. So let me know your guys' thoughts and opinions down below in the comment section. As always, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. And I'm going to see y'all on the next one. I'm out. Peace.